Bay. My name is Katherine M. Today I'm sharing some of my sweet satisfactions, AKA my favorite treats that you can actually feel good about eating. These are my coconut oat cookie rings. They might remind you of a certain cookie sold door to door by a group of fundraising girls, if you know what I'm talking about. So getting started here, I've got my food processor, I've got my ingredients in no specific order. I'm going to take my oats. Ooh, a little bit messy, but when is life not? So we're essentially going to make our own version of oat flour here. So once your oats are in, we're gonna puree them. Make sure that the texture is really, really fine. Okay, that looks pretty good. Nice. All right, so from here, we've got some pitted dates. They all fall out in one clump, which is why I'm taking my time one by one. Okay. And we've got melted coconut oil. I have some toasted coconut. Toasting them really helps to bring out the natural flavors. I'm just gonna pour them out onto here so that I can more easily funnel them into my food processor. You behave. The best of your ability, not spilling all over like I always do. Okay, so everybody's in there. I'm gonna start on chop and make my way to puree. All right, so about halfway through, I'm gonna go ahead and add a few dashes of cinnamon. About a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And a dash of salt. I always feel so fancy when I say a dash. Like, who do you think you are? Okay, back. I'm gonna move into puree. Okay, that looks pretty good. So essentially what we have here at this point is oatmeal. Like, you could literally put this in a bowl with raspberries and have it for breakfast. This is not going to spike your blood sugar. We have a lot of really great things in here. We have natural sweetness from dates. We have coconut oil, which is rich in omega-3, great for the brain. We have oats, which are heart healthy, full of fiber. They're going to satiate you and keep you full for longer because of their fiber content. This is 10 out of 10. So we're gonna add some chocolate to it. All right. So I'm gonna take this and pop it into my bowl. We're not blending any more ingredients, but I am going to use the bowl so I can form this into smaller balls. Now, don't be discouraged if you're like, oh, it's falling apart, it's not gonna stick. Trust the process. Once you place these in the freezer, they will 100% form into solid structures. I'm going to take these and just make them into tiny spheres in between my palms, just like you were making a snowball. And you're going to want to chill them for at least an hour. So now that we've formed our cookie, we're going to take a piping tip, or if you don't have one of these at home, you can just do what I'm going to do and use your pinky to make a little hole in the middle. The cookie might start, that's the way the cookie crumbles. The cookie might start to crumble a little bit, but once you've made the hole, I just like to go back in and reform the edges so that it freezes as a solid structure. Okay, so you wanna take your cookies and put them in the refrigerator for about an hour. I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup here, get rid of everything that we're done with, and I'm going to show you what completed cookies look like. So this is what they look like done. You can see that I drizzled a little bit of chocolate on top of them, and I am going to show you the technique for that now. I've got my melted chocolate in a bag. Doesn't have to be anything super fancy. You're going to cut a tiny little tip off the end. I'm gonna do that over here so I don't get chocolate everywhere. And then let's pretend that I'm doing it again. And for the sake of art, let's go in the opposite direction. So if you don't want to go through this whole technique, honestly, melt the chocolate in a bowl, you can tilt it, drizzle it, make happy faces, whatever makes you smile. And that's it, that's our completed cookie. So I'm gonna take a bite now. Let's get one with warm chocolate on it, shall we? You can't eat these and not end up with chocolate all over your face, just so you know. These are absolutely amazing. Might have to start selling them. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. Now go make yourself some cookies. You deserve it.